welcome to another D3+1 battle report. This is 1500 points of current Tau, I guess, against new Eldar.
The rematch.
New for me, yeah, the third rematch technically, because we had to postpone it last time due to me leaving early. Anyway, so my army this time, it's a slightly mixed up list from the one I was using last time. I'm just being led by the Cadre Fireblade this time. He will be joined to 10 fire warriors with no upgrades. There's also 2 7-man squads. They have bonding knives and nothing else. Next, well, we've got the usual. I always bring sniper controller, 6 sniper drones. I've painted 3 of them. The rest will get done soon, hopefully. New addition, I have more Pathfinders, and something fell across the table. Not my army, it's fine. So of these 2 Pathfinder squads, they aren't quite set up the way they look because I ran out of models. So one is a 10-man one. It has 2 ion rifles in it. That's the only thing. And then this one has 2 rail rifles, and it's the 2 at the front. So the other guy I've modelled with one doesn't technically have it, and ignore the ones with ion rifles. Next, the 2 Riptides. This time they are both using ion accelerators because now I can tell them apart since I've painted one as Riptide Prime. Other than that, he's got smart missiles twin linked, he has fusion blaster twin linked, they both have feel no pain, they both have early warning override. Another new, well technically not new, but my 2 broadsides, I'm trying out the twin linked heavy rail rifles just because since I've got them in all the games I've played with my new Tau, I have never used them once. So I'm going to give them a go, and they have 2 missile drones each. And finally, another new addition thanks to my birthday, I have the Tau Sunshark Bomber Flyer. He has the 2 drones he comes with. I don't think I actually gave him any upgrades. Oh no, I made his missile pod twin link. That is the only upgrade I gave him. And I think that is it. I forgot to roll for my Warlord trait, so I guess I'll do that for deployment. I don't have a dice handy. I'll do it afterwards.
Okay, here we have 1500 points of the new Eldar. We are being led by a Farseer. He's got a Phoenix gem. I rolled for my psychic powers and I'm using Guide, Doom and Fortune. A nice trio there. We have 10 Dire Avengers with an X-Arch. They are coming in the Wave Serpent, which has got hollow fields, twin scatter lasers, and a shuriken cannon. Behind them we have 10 Guardians with a shuriken cannon. There's a Warlock in there. He has a singing spear. Should probably put the singing spear model down actually. He rolled for his power. I ended up taking Conceal because it was just better for this situation. We are taking 10 Harlequins out for a ride today. There's a Shadow Seer, Troopmaster with Power Sword, and 9 Harlequin Kisses in there. Just want to see how the old rules work because I never got to try them because the FAQ changed that when I picked up Harlequins. We also have 5 Warp Spiders in the back there, and there's an X-Arch in there. He has Fast Shot, and behind that 3 Warwalkers, all armor scatter lasers, and we have at the back left a stock Wraith Knight. So that's
our cameraman's telling us you forgot your bikes again.
Oh yes, and there are 6 jet bikes with 2 shuriken cannons.
Are you ready to roll for your Warlord trait? I can roll for mine while you do that, so I'll roll a dice here for mine. Mine is 4, which is 1 use only. Use this ability to start your movement phase. All friendly Tau Empire units that have gone to ground can shoot and move as normal. That's fine.
And mine is all the way down there.
All the way down there.
6. Seer Shifting Vector. Friendly deep striking Eldar do not scatter if placed within 6 inches of the Warlord.
By the way, before coming, I wrote a little list of things I thought you'd change in your list based on our last battle before this one, and I guessed 5, and I think I only got 2 right, annoyingly. I guessed that you would bring the Wraith Knight stock without your shield, which I was correct.
As a test, yes.
I guess you'd put the Warp Spiders in, which you did.
As a test, yes.
I thought you'd use the Fire Prism as a second Wave Serpent. I thought you'd proxy it, because Wave Serpents are so overpowered now.
Not proxy.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's why I got 2 wrong then, because I also thought you'd use Eldrad as a second Farseer, which you didn't do.
Not proxy.
And I thought you'd use the Avatar just to try it.
Couldn't for the thing that was test.
Yeah.
So you were wrong.
I got 2 right. I got the 2 that mattered right. I knew he'd bring Warp Spiders, so that's why I had lots of early warning override. And I knew he'd not bring the shield for the Wraith Knight, so that's why I have lots of AP too. Okay, we have deployed, but before we get on to that, some things I forgot when I was going over my army. Both Pathfinder squads have bonding knives. The broadsides also have bonding knives. They also have a Seeker missile each, and the one standing on the rocks has early warning override. I think that's everything I forgot anyway. So we've set up, this is the Emperor's Will, am I right?
Yes.
So we have 1 objective each in our deployments. Mine is hiding at this building here. The Eldar one is not even being claimed at the moment in the middle of that crater.
I don't need to claim it till turn 5.
Okay. This is, I've forgotten the deployment type.
Dawn of War.
Dawn of War.
Night fighting is on. I think that's everything other than you trying to steal initiative.
Okay. Nope.
Which you definitely do not. So, turn 1. End of Tau turn 1, and we'll start at this end and work our way down. Sniper drones and this Pathfinder squad, Fire Warrior squad, they all shot at the bikes, and in total they only managed to kill 2, the morale held of the bikes. Next, these Pathfinders tried to mark up the Guardian squad over there and only got 1, despite firing 8 marker lights, and then I also fired their rail rifles or iron rifles, whichever squad it was. They didn't do much either, from what I recall. The one that did the most damage was one of the Riptides, I believe.
And the
the broadsides fired as well, because it was pretty much the only thing they could see that was in range because of night fighting. They did a bit of damage, but I used the overcharged ion accelerator of the Riptide that was sitting there. He fired his blast, didn't get hot, and wiped out most of them, including the gun platform and the Warlock. He then thrust moved there. This Riptide that was up over there fired at the Harlequins over there, who had been marked up with 3 marker lights by the other Pathfinder squad. Unfortunately, he got hot when I tried to use his overcharged ion accelerator. He didn't take the wound, thankfully, but it meant I wasted marker lights. I did fire his smart missiles, and they took out the one Guardian that was actually within range of the weapon. He then thrust moved down there in front of the broadsides.
You said Guardian, this is a Harlequin.
Oh, Harlequin. Sorry, yes. I just see Eldar. I just see targets. And I think that was it, because these Fire Warrior squads here couldn't really see anything because of night fighting, unfortunately. So that was it. Have I forgotten anything? No?
Nope.
Okay. I think I might have actually remembered everything that happened for once.
They did do the Nova engines and didn't fail them.
Okay, I didn't remember everything that happened for once because I forgot that. Yeah, so they both have 3+ invuln, and also I meant to say the Guardians passed their leadership, so they are fine, they're not running. That is it now.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 1. We rolled for psychic powers. My Farseer managed to perils when trying to do fortune on the Harlequins. I just accepted the wound rather than negating it with my last walk charge, so I could put guide on the walkers. So they moved up and ran up here. The Wraith Knight jumped over the building up here.
Failed their special thing as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do Veil of Tears, which you now have to roll for, and we did a dice roll to see whether I could do it or not, and it came back negative.
Only because I was forced to make a dice roll to whether I could do my Novas or not.
At least the dice roll is fair. So
Yes.
I moved the Wraith Knight up and over here, shot his heavy Wraith cannons into this Riptide. I missed with one, and he is invulnerable on the other one.
Yep.
The walkers moved up and they used battle focus to do a run shoot move, and they shot into the squad of Pathfinders here. They had quite a few wounds there. The Wave Serpent moved out here and shot into the same squad. I could have finished them off if I used the shield, but I opted to keep that. The Hollowfields running. Not the Hollowfields, it's the Serpent Shield. So we took out a few more. They actually failed morale on that.
They technically failed morale,
and
yes. And
moved
the
back
3
over
survivors
there.
have ran back there.
Guardians, after taking a bit of a battering over here, crept round at the back. The jet bikes moved up, shot their cannons into the Fire Warriors there, took out a couple of guys. They passed their morale, and they also passed their...
Oh no, they didn't take any because they went to
ground, so they didn't take
And I'm
any.
going to be using my Warlock trait so they can act normally in my next turn.
And the jet bikes then made their assault move just slightly over here. And that is it.
Yep. End of Tau turn 2. We're starting at the snipers because they're easy to remember. Did nothing. I mean, they shot obviously, but I got 60s on the to hit roll and not when it mattered on the rending rolls. I shot at the bikes who haven't taken a morale test for the survivor, I believe.
Fail.
There's a veil.
Oh dear. So
Is it
3d6 for jet bikes. That's not
that's-
bad. They're
that's
still
safe.
on the board, so it's fine. The Wave Serpent I didn't touch because he has his super powered shield thingy. My flyer came on, I forgot to mention that first of all. He zoomed on from my corner down here. He disembarked his 2 interceptor drones over here. They shot at the bikes. I think they missed because they were shooting on 5s to hit. Either way, 3 of the bikes died in total, and the one you just saw run. For his shooting, he fired at the walkers with his networked marker light, his twin light because I upgraded it, missile pod, and I also used one of his secret missiles, that's why it's up. In the end, I only took out the 2 hull points on one walker, the other 2 are totally fine. In the middle though, because of the failed charge at the end of the last turn with the Wraith Knight, gave me pretty much more than enough chance to fire the full man Pathfinder squad over here to mark them up. This Pathfinder squad managed to regroup because of the bonding knives. I wouldn't have been able to without. They fired snapshots and missed. So yeah, so the broadsides, they're drones. This Riptide, who was originally over here, they all fired into the Brave Knight, and because they're using AP3 and AP2, he doesn't have an invulnerable. He was in the open. He fell down to just enough wounds, exactly enough. This Riptide, who was slightly further forwards, fired at the walkers and totally whiffed, and then he jumped back in. I did take a dangerous terrain test and he failed. He passed. I used both their Nova engines this turn and they got 3+ invulns again. And finally, the Cadre and his 10-man unit in the middle bunker of this ruin here, they fired at the Harlequins, and because they didn't have their spotting distance psychic power, he wiped them all out, but the Farseer survived.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 2. After a vast majority of the army is dead, the Wolf Spiders came in from Deep Strike. They shot at these
a very risky
Pathfinders.
paid off.
Yeah, the Deep Strike was fine for landing here.
Yeah.
Then to hit rolls, I rolled 7 ones.
Out of 11.
Out of 11
It
shots.
was ridiculously bad.
So I only killed 3 of those. They passed the morale. Wave Serpent turbo boosted all the way up front of the board here. Woolwalkers made a battle focus move. So they did their run shoot at the broadsides back there. Took out 1 and 3 drones. Four drones.
Wounds on him, and his morale held.
Guardians moved and ran over here. Farseer moved down here after casting Fortune on himself. He's not part of the squad with the Guardians yet, potentially. This jetbike failed his morale and moved back, and that was about it.
Yep.
Just not good rolling.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Okay, end of Tau turn 3, and the problem with the Warp Spiders wasn't quite as dealt with as good as I hoped it would. So the ones that were holding the objective, the Fire Wars, they moved slightly along the rim here so that the full squad with the Cadre up here could move down in their movement. All of them shot. Unfortunately, because they moved, they couldn't take advantage to fire 3 shots with the Cadre special ability, so they were all rapid firing too. In the end, I killed 3, including the X-Arch. The 2 survivors, they did take morale, didn't they? And they were totally fine. The broadside joined in, and unfortunately, because he had to move, he was firing snapshots and was useless also. This Riptide and the other Riptide, I think, yes, they both fired at the Wave Serpent and did a glance between them, I think, or two.
Two glances.
The thing that finished off the Wave Serpent was actually the Flyer using marker lights from the Pathfinders to fire his final Seeker missile at them. And he dropped the bomb. He did generate another bomb, and the bomb took out 3 Guardians. Did the Guardians take a leadership?
I can't remember. Possibly not.
Did. 5,
They're
6,
fine.
7, 8.
They're 8.
Alright. Damn. So, I forgot to do thrust moves, but I suppose it won't matter. So yeah, the last time that happened, also, the 2 interceptor drones and this squad of not Pathfinders, Fire Warriors here, fired at the poor running away jetbike over there, because I just know he's going to roll double ones, because he does all the time. But unfortunately they couldn't kill it, because of his cover. So the last thing, the snipers fired at the Dire Avengers, did well, took out 4 of them, and the morale of them held, and they weren't pinned either.
3 died from the explosion as well.
Oh, that was right, it was the explosion, yeah. You made me think my snipers had done something, and then you dashed me.
No, they did. They killed 3, but the explosion killed 3 as well.
The 3 dead ones aren't out. I didn't bring them out.
Oh, they were lost in the explosion. So that was it.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 3. What happened? The walkers got guided, shot into the Pathfinders that are up here, made them fail morale, and they ran off down this direction.
Yep.
Farseer joins the Guardians. He's got Fortune. They moved here. They snapshot the back of the Sunshark bomber, and he actually managed to glance, but the Farseer's pistol managed to glance the back of it.
Bike ran away.
The bike ran off too.
He realised he left the oven on, and he had another engagement.
But yeah, the Farseer managed to snapshot and hit the back of the bomber, but he managed to evade and get his jink.
Because it's going off the board next turn.
Dire Avengers moved up here. They used their battle focus to run and then shoot at the Pathfinders at the back here.
No, Fire Warriors, you're doing what I did.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're Fire Warriors. Right.
4 of them, and you killed the 3 that you could see.
The Warp Spiders.
His morale held.
Yes, his morale held. The Warp Spiders shot at the Fire Warriors here. Don't think I got any wounds for that. Or was it 1?
You killed the 1.
Killed the 1 and shooting. And then charged. I lost
1.
One on the charge in, and then the 1 guy died by 1 wound to the massed melee from all of the Fire Warriors.
It took all 9 Fire Warriors to kill 1 Warp Spider in combat.
And I think
they just piled on him.
Yeah, everybody back in the pile.
End of the 4th Tau turn. I like saying Tau turn now. The Dire Avengers, almost forgot what they were called, fell to rapid fire from the Cadre and his surviving fire warriors. The one-man fire warrior squad is now capping the objective for me. This Riptide and the other Riptide, I think, did they both fire at the walkers?
Yeah.
They both fired at the walkers. The walkers died to losing health points, no explosions or anything like that. They then thrust moved to where you see them on the board currently. No, actually, that's not true. That Riptide fired at the Farseer and the surviving Guardians. And
It was the broadside.
It was the broadside that fired at the walkers with the Optimus Prime Riptide.
And snipers tried to...
2 snipers that could just about see fired at the Guardians and the Farseer also and missed. So did, well, actually Guide also helped. They fired, missed. They fired the Get Hots. One did get hot, but thankfully didn't die. The other one just scattered wildly. He took a wound from his Nova engine this turn, and I forgot to mention in my previous turn, he did the exact same thing there. So once again, I'm killing my own Riptides.
It's end of Eldar turn 4. Farseer cast Fortune Guide on himself, and they ran to the crater. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's everything.
Yeah.
This is the end of Tau turn 5, and it's going to be the final turn because there has been a tabling, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for me, but not so much for Eldar. My flyer came back on, he fired his networked Markolite, got it on the Farseer and his 2 surviving Guardians. Everything that could see them shot at them, the Riptide, the broadside. That was about it. I can't quite remember what finished off.
That did all the damage.
Oh yeah, that did it because I used my Nova engine to get
You took another...
twice. I activated this Nova engine on this Riptide. It's because he's unpainted, it must be. He's winded himself 3 times this match. And he didn't get a chance to fire anyway. Everyone else just moved up to secure Linebreaker. You know, I'd be moving towards the objective. But there's no need. There's no new Eldar on the board anymore, sad face. And we were talking before filming that Harlequins are poo.
Overcosted, and they just... You don't have...
Even in this edition, still.
You don't have a delivery method, and that's the problem for the vast majority of the Assault for Eldar.
Do you have a MVP?
No. The walkers survived a fair bit, and they churned out their usual damage, so probably the walkers. They're consistently good because they spit out a lot of wounds.
Yeah, the walkers are good. They're just fairly well. They haven't been invulnerable now, actually, so they're not as vulnerable as they used to be. My MVP, I'm not sure what performed the best. I would say the Cadre holding the line down in my corner, taking on the Warp Spiders, I guess.
It's the first time he's done anything.
True, usually I keep him so far back he doesn't even make use of his abilities.
Wraith Knight needs the invulnerable.
Yeah.
Or he needs to sit and hide.
I mean, that was the kind of the crux of this game, is that 500 points went down without actually doing anything.
Yeah, Harlequins.
Because the Harlequins plus the Wraith Knight is like 496, and the Wraith Knight didn't get any wounds off with its cannons, and the Harlequins didn't do anything at all.
As far as my bomber went, I thought I was quite good. I don't think the interceptor drones I dropped off did much. They almost killed themselves with Get Hot, but
You dropped them too far away from the battle.
probably did.
If you kept them on for the second round when he came in from that bit there,
Having more secret missiles on the board to fire using Marklights is good. I did remember to keep on rolling to see if he got another bomb, and he did every time, so that proved okay. It took out Guardians? Yeah, jet bike.
Yeah, it's got some jet bikes and then
1
some
jet
regular
bike
Guardians.
and 3 Guardians.
Yeah, so it's not bad, and it's not overly expensive for a flyer, I would say. I think it's about the same as the Space Marine one, actually.
I can't even comment on how good Warp Spiders are because I rolled 7 1s to hit, so...
They're hit or miss. They sometimes do really, really well, and other times they do
considering
that.
that they're like, BS4, they should be hitting more than they are. I'm just obviously really unlucky.
You just rolled
with that.
very badly that one time, yeah. BS4 is still good all round. When I'm now hitting like you used to hit. Sad face. And once again, I lost a lot of units to morale. My Pathfinders of how many were left? 7 or 6 or something. They ran off the board.
It seems to be the trick, is to try to force morale checks.
Yep, that's why everything had bonding knives this time.
Yep.
So, if you enjoyed this, please like the video, etc. Stay tuned for more battle reports. I may not use my town next time because I'm missing using my other armies.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah. Plus I have flyers for them that I haven't tried yet.
This is true.
No, you tried one of them. You've got a hidden flyer. Guess what it is?